Are you amongst the believers who are saying, let's give this government some time? It's too early to conclude on the government's failures. I want to know what your opinion is about, 95 or 96 days thereabout of this current administration, how you feel about it.
First and foremost, I'm not a believer. That survey you're talking about, I don't think I participated in the survey. So I'm not a believer of a people, out of a population of 200 million people, you have less than 600 people. You can't have a survey of less than 600 people, and then you say Nigerians. Like we used to ask, somebody will say, oh, the South people have spoken. And I say, I'm from South, but I don't think I participated in that speaking.
Okay.
So in the same vein, if there is anybody in Nigeria today who had expected that things were going to be good immediately this government came on board, irrespective of who won the election, that person is delusional. It's, like I said, blessed are those who are not expectant, for they shall not be disappointed. The only problem, the only challenge I have is that, with the campaigns, I think that there are not enough plans in place. I had expected that there should be more robust plan, but if I'm telling you that there won't be suffering, I'm deceiving myself. I saw all of this coming when Buhari promised El Dorado in 2015. I laughed and I said, look, these guys are just scamming and deceiving. If you say that the previous government has stolen so much and you have so much money in private hands, so which money are you now going to use to provide El Dorado that you are promising? And then they came, because they were confused, they didn't even expect that they will win election. For 8 years, no plans, no concrete plans, and they kept, gallivanting and wanted the rest of us to say, oh, you have done so well in terms of infrastructure. Even though, largely, they introduced the rail that we are seeing today. Yeah. They improved on it, even though security-wise for the rail, was a total complete zero. And there were no consequences for insecurity. In the same vein, in 2023, when the campaigns were on, it was obvious, even though the APC didn't want to admit it, but tacitly they did. It was obvious that the expectations, what they expected from Buhari was far below, performance.
What they eventually
and so any
got.
government that was going to come on board, what they eventually got, any government that was going to come on board would definitely face an uphill task. And so, all of them, almost all the candidates campaign with subsidy removal. When you campaign with subsidy removal and you remove subsidy, certainly there were going to be, crisis. They were going to be suffering. Prices are going to go up, even considering also the global crisis, the fallout of COVID. Prices were going to go up. But I had expected, a more robust plan, a quick action, a short-term measure, medium term and a long term. But, we are still contemplating whether to give palliative or not to give palliative. And to tell you that the problem is not just leadership, but followership. You look at the structure, apart from Borno so far, every state in Nigeria had been enmeshed in distribution of palliative, starting from, the community development level up to the state level. This is not federal government. This is states. This is local government. This is community. So what that tells me is that the people waiting to chop from government are more than those already chopping. So we are our own problems. So it is easy. Everybody in government today was once a critic of government. But when they got into government, they forgot all the things they said those days. So that's why, for me, I never expected that it was going to be rosy. I expected that it was going to be tough. But that we should use those tough times to provide, not just cushion. Yes, a little cushion here and there, but enabling environment to ensure, and the promising hope, a future, to ensure that, not the renewed one that they're talking about, but at least a base hope, so that people would at least begin to be creative. The world is diversifying into a knowledge-based economy.
That's correct.
What is our plan, to diversify us into a knowledge-based also economy in some sectors like agriculture?